And then talking about the darkness, that can always be a bummer. Sometimes you come home after work and it's just dark and doesn't look too appealing to go out there and ride. But I've actually had a lot of fun doing night riding. And one thing that I found that my friends and I do is we set up a weekly night to actually go night riding. And we just try and stick to that schedule, and it helps to have the motivation from other friends and riders to get out there and to do it. So it can be a lot of fun. There's some great lights out there these days that aren't too expensive. They last a long time and give you some good lighting out there. And it's kind of fun because night riding it turns maybe a trail that you've ridden a million times into almost a new trail, because you're so focused in on where your light is that it seems to change the dynamic of the trail a little bit, and that's a lot of fun. Plus, sometimes at night you'll run into other creatures out there who are kind of cruising around. I've run into fox and skunk, and I think we've seen deer out there too. And it's definitely been pretty cool to run across those guys. And it's just fun to kind of have that different perspective on riding. And it's always fun to afterwards, go grab some food with your buddies and hang out. So it can be a good time. So definitely consider that if you can ride at night where you're at. And then the next thing, and that's something that I've recently been doing, it's the dreaded trainer. And if you're not familiar with what a trainer is, it's a contraption that your bike mounts up to, and you can ride it in place. And it's kind of nice because you can take your normal bike and attach it to it, and then just vary the resistance, so you can sort of simulate an actual ride. And there's some fancy ones out there that will actually have computer simulated rides that you go on, and it tracks a lot of stuff for you. But the one that I use is just a basic trainer that I just turn the resistance up on and try and get a ride in, quote unquote. So on the trainer, if you haven't done it before, it's extremely boring. It's nothing like riding your bike or your mountain bike. So one of the things that I recommend is some form of entertainment. It could be a movie to watch, could be TV, could be listening to an audiobook or listening to a podcast, or one of the things that I've recently been sucked into, and I kind of hate to admit it, but it's the TV show Lost. I recently started watching it on Netflix, and it's it's a funny show because it just sucks you in and you just want to know more and more. But it's effective that way, and it makes the training rides go by pretty quick. So maybe you can find some sort of TV show that just sucks you in, or a movie, or maybe some podcast or audiobook. But something to pass the time is a big thing. I actually remember one of my friends. He spent 4 hours on a trainer one time doing nothing but looking at the wall. But I don't know how he did it, because that's insane to me. But yeah, I guess some people have the talent, but not me. Another thing to consider when you're riding the trainer is to use a fan, because you can get overheated pretty quickly if you're riding in the house. It can be you'll get so hot so quickly, and you need to be able to handle that, because your body's not gonna be used to that. So one thing I recommend is opening up a window and using a fan. Where I have my trainer set up is in the garage, so I just open the side door and let the cool air blow in that way. But you'll definitely want to keep yourself cool, because you'll notice you'll get hot very quickly. So that's pretty much it on the dreaded trainer. But it's something that sometimes we all need to do.